Hi everyone, this is Kim Goyette, your Meditation Mutha, coming to you live from Austin, Texas. Well, it is the month of love, so I thought we would do a practice on loving someone that should be the most important being in our lives, ourselves. So we'll be doing this yin practice on the floor. You don't really need any extra props. So why don't we take a moment and get started.
Yoga for everybody with Meditation Mutha.
All right, so let's get into a comfortable seat. If cross-legged is not for you, you can extend your legs, sit on a pillow or a blanket to help prop your hips. And we're gonna rub our palms together. Just get a little bit of heat right in the center and place one palm down and then the other, and gently close the eyes to tune in for a moment. Just allowing this time for ourselves. And noticing the rhythm of your heartbeat into the palms. And just expanding the breath into your hands. The gentle rise and fall of the chest. And let's pause for a moment, bowing our thinking mind to our feeling heart. And set an intention of loving kindness, appreciation for this miraculous being, which is ourselves. And gently open the eyes, release the hands. Let's start off on our belly. So we're going to be working on some heart openers today because we want to expand our ability to receive love into our bodies. So we'll start on our bellies. Legs are extended all the way down below. You can stack your hands one on top of the other. Lengthen the legs behind you. And stay here for a moment. Relax the heels a little bit wider. You can separate the feet from right to left. And then coming up onto the forearms, elbows are just about underneath the shoulders. Spread your fingertips out nice and wide. Press your pelvis into the mat and then feel like your elbows are dragging back. So your belly is pulling forward, the chest is coming forward. Maybe a little bit of healthy compression in the low back. If it's too much for you, make sure you roll your heels wide and separate your feet nice and wide. So from here, we're going to do more of a yin style practice. So we're going to actually relax into this posture by dropping down into the shoulders. Maybe the belly lowers a little bit. And then relax the back of your neck, tuck the chin. Stay here for just a few moments, feeling the openness in the back of the neck. And then bring your awareness and attention to your heart center. And just take a few breaths into that space. Good. Bringing the awareness right at your center point. And release all the way down. Stack the hands. Relax your head on top of your hands. And then we're going to come to hands and knees. So bring the hands under the shoulders, push back to hands and knees. Keep your hips stacked right above your knees, but we're going to walk the hands out in front of us. So out very wide, maybe even off the mats or to the edges of your mat. Fingers or pinkies off the mat, hands and forward, and then we'll start to drop down. If you need a blanket or a block underneath your forehead, you can do that. So we're going into a posture called Anahata. It's different than child's pose. We're keeping the hips up high and then just allowing the forehead to come towards the earth. Elbows relax all the way down. Separate your arms as much as you need to create space in the shoulders. And then this is all about letting go. Surrendering the heart more towards the earth. Noticing the space behind the heart. And taking a deep breath into that space, expand in between the shoulder blades. Exhale, surrender. Good. Letting go of any of that junk, the negative self-talk, the I can't or I'm not good enough, and just being with yourself today, just as you are. And a few more breaths into this space. Softening the belly, the muscles of the jaw. Good, a few more breaths here. And then we'll slide the hands underneath the shoulders, push back to hands and knees. Point the toes towards each other, touching the toes, knees are nice and wide. Now we'll sit back into child's pose. So relax. If you need a block or a blanket behind your knees or underneath your forehead, please do so. And then sweep the hands back behind you so that the fingers are pointing back towards your toes, palms face up. Allow your shoulders to soften around your legs, really rounding in this time. And again, just letting go, allowing the earth to support you fully. Take a deep breath in between the shoulder blades, expand. Exhale, soften. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Let's bring the arms overhead again. Keep your seat where it is. We'll take the right arm, weave it underneath the left arm and come to the outer edge of the right shoulder. So left arm is overhead, right arm is weaved underneath. You're on the outer edge of your right cheek, right ear, just a gentle twist. So maybe walking the left fingertips away from you and maybe over to the right just a little to open up your side. You could peek underneath your arm. Good. From your left hip all the way up through your left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, soften the chest. Good. Roll forward. Come bring the hands straight overhead. Both arms overhead. Relax your forehead to the earth, and we'll try the other side. Press into your right hand. Weave your left arm underneath. Come to the outer edge of your left ear this time. And just take a few long breaths here, surrendering anything that no longer serves you. Good, one more breath. And then slowly both arms come back overhead, forehead towards the earth. Slide your hands back underneath the shoulders, push back to hands and knees. This time we'll bring the arms out a little bit in front, the hands are out in front. Take your right knee all the way wide to your right hand, so nice and wide, even maybe off your mat. Curl your left toes, lift your back knee and wiggle that foot back, lengthen. Drop your knee down and point your toes. You can take your right foot and maybe wiggle it forward just a little bit. We're starting to work our way into a sleeping swan. So some of you may know this in a different form, but we're going to do a more subtle version of this. So your front leg is not parallel to the front of the mat. It's just tucked in just a little bit. Let's walk the fists back towards our body. So the fists back towards the body. Give yourself a little bit of healthy compression in the low back. If that's too much for you, kind of angle your body forward and give yourself some space. But we're going to roll the shoulders open, open up the chest, take a deep breath into our heart center, expand in all directions. And then exhale, start to fold forward. So you can prop yourself any way you need. If you are comfortable coming to your elbows, you can do that. You can bend your elbows and rest your forehead in your hands, or maybe stack the fists or hands underneath your forehead. Something that's very sustainable. And we're going to start to open up the hips. So The left hip flexor starts to open, the right glute starts to open. Direct your awareness and your breath to your right glute and expand. So you might be wondering why we're focusing on hips during a heart-centered practice. And the reason is we hold a lot of emotions in our hips. And this is a time to move that out of the way to create space for our loving heart to expand. So over time, you might be able to adjust your body a little bit, maybe settling into the posture some more, relaxing the chest, soften the shoulders, release any tension in the low belly. Separate the backs of the teeth, relax the jaw. We'll be here for a few more breaths. One final inhale. And an exhale out the mouth with a sigh. Walk your hands back up. And come to hands and knees. We'll lengthen that right leg all the way back behind us. Open up the knee and let the fresh blood and oxygen run free up and down the leg. Good. Let's try the other side. So we're hands and knees again, but this time left knee nice and wide up to the left hand. Sweep that foot through a little bit and then curl your back toes. Wiggle that foot all the way back and then drop and point the toe. Come up onto fists if you want. Sit up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up, take a breath right into your center point of your being. And then start to fold forward over the front leg. You can again come down to elbows, stack your hands, place your hands underneath your forehead. This side might be different, so prop yourself as needed. So we'll start to move into this posture. You just want to be on the edge of sensation with no pain or discomfort. Start to breathe some awareness into your left glute this time. Really directing the breath into that space. And begin to soften the chest, maybe adjusting your body or arms a little bit. Sinking more fully as the earth supports you. And relaxing the low belly. Noticing where you're gripping in any other parts of the body. And releasing any tension with the exhale. And just a few more breaths just like that. One more inhale. Exhale out the mouth with a sigh. Slowly make your way all the way up and back to hands and knees. And this time curling the left toes and lengthen that leg all the way back. Allow the blood to flush through, clearing out any junk that we have within our system. Then we'll come back to hands and knees, maybe crossing the ankles and sitting on our seat. If that doesn't work for you, make your way down to your bottom any way you can, and we'll scoot up for a moment. Bring your hands so that your fingertips are pointing towards your body and place them back behind you. Bend your knees and plant your feet in front of you. And then we're going to bend the elbows, really lean back. Draw the elbows towards each other. And then from here, lead with your heart center. Push into the arms to straighten and lift up. Almost like someone's pulling you up from a string right by your heart. Maybe a soft gaze up towards the sky or the top corner of the room. Rolling the shoulder blades towards each other. Take a deep inhale into your heart center. Expand. Exhale, exhale out with the mouth. Good. Do it again. Inhale, broaden your breath. Exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale, expand. In receiving, and exhale, soften. Good. Bend the elbows, push all the way up to seated. Grab onto the backs of the legs. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit, and then we'll slowly lower all the way down onto our backs. Lengthen your legs down below, out to the corners of the mat, relaxing the ankles. Palms might face up in a sign to receive all the beautiful energy that you created. And just take the next few breaths, allowing this circulation of energy, of heat, of gratitude and love to be a blanket for you, sinking on top of your body and deep into every cell of your being. With every breath, inviting that beautiful energy into your system. One of loving kindness, appreciation, and gratitude. And let's take one more deep inhale here. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. We can hug the knees into the chest. And then really hug yourself. So wrap your arms around your knees, rock from side to side. So that rocking motion, such a sign of self-nurturing and self-care. Just really honing in on that gentleness and kindness towards yourself. And then rolling all the way over to one side, we'll make our way up to seated. And we'll finish with a little bit of breath work and visualization. So again, we're going to rub our hands together, get nice and warm. Generate some heat, some activity, some energy right in the palm of the hands. Keep going, don't stop. Let's get those arms moving, the hands rubbing. And then let's bring that heat and energy right into our heart center. Palm over palm, gently close the eyes. Rise up so that the heart meets the palms with every inhale. And the healing of your hands, the energy returns back to the heart in a giving nature on the exhale. Inhaling, expanding and growing. And exhale, that self-nurture, that self-love returning back into the heart from the palms. And just a few more breaths like that, really drawing your awareness to this incredible being that you are. And let's take one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Bring your hands to heart center in a prayer-like pose, the thumbs touching the heart. Lift the heart up into the thumbs. And again, take this moment to bow your thinking mind and just surrender it to your feeling heart. The heart that is at the center of your being, your magnificent being. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm Kim Goyette, your meditation mother. If you like this video and you want to be the first to receive weekly videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Yoga with Meditation Mutha. And if you're interested in learning about retreats that are happening in 2021, and they're actually happening, come to www.meditationmutha, that's MUTHA.com, and check them out. I have a women's retreat coming up in April and a Costa Rica retreat coming up in July, and I would love for you to be there. And please leave a comment so I know how you're doing and feeling after this class. Sending lots of love to you. See you next time.